Some of you may be aware that there is currently a, let's say, concerning proposal in a temperature check phase over at Liqwid Finance. The Liqwid team is asking for a loan of $3 million backed by LQ tokens. To cover this loan, the team is proposing that nearly 40% of the entire LQ supply is used as collateral. The reason for this loan is to cover operational costs for Liqwid for the next 12 months, as the current revenue from the platform is unable to meet this need. While reading the proposal, it became clear to me that a large portion of the risks have been minimized or even largely ignored, with a lot of pertinent questions not being asked about the worst case scenario. And this is not through any fault of Liqwid, as I'm sure that they are confident that this will be successful. So I don't want this to be construed as FUD, because it's not. I just firmly live by hope for the best but prepare for the worst. Alright, so my first concern is that one of the biggest projects building on Cardano is willing to risk 40% of their entire token supply. Should the worst happen and the loan is liquidated, then the circulating supply blows out from 27% to 65% overnight if the entire loan is liquidated. And there has been no information on what this would look like for the token price, along with no proposed revision as to how this would affect emissions and incentives for liquidity providers. While that in itself is an easy oversight and easily forgivable, when you compare that to comments like this, then I feel like the opinion of the team is that the risk is on the token holders and, well, that's not great. The risk of the loan falling below the liquidation factor has also been largely minimized. While it is true that there has been provisions put in place and extra liquidity tokens been earmarked for collateral, it only focuses on the LQ price movement and does not factor in the ADA price movement. We are sitting on the edge of a bull run. We all expect ADA to go up in price. Should ADA go up in price while LQ goes down in price, then this will magnify any reduction in collateral. And this is not far-fetched. It is pretty common for native tokens to be stable in price or even go down in price while the base currency goes up in value. So it is quite possible that the provisions that they have put in place will not be enough. And the answer to that? A lengthy DAO proposal and vote in a time-critical situation. Liqwid's long-term solution for keeping the team funded is through third parties. Should this loan go poorly, what would entice third parties to keep funding the project? Most of the DAO has been sold and a token price would be through the roof. Comparisons have been drawn with what happened at LenFi with Butane. But that's just one instance of poor Oracle information reaching the platform. Just recently, we have seen that another Oracle provider on Cardano was forced to close its price feed. Oracles have been proven to be unreliable on multiple different occasions. And I personally don't feel comfortable allowing such a huge portion of a project's tokens to be subjected to that risk. I have seen too many events in my crypto time where it has been left to chance that nobody will take advantage of a project when it is in a vulnerable state. So if somebody figures out a way to profit from this, then they will. In saying all of this, I also want to point out that if this goes wrong, it does not spell the end for Liqwid. It will still function, as its operation does not rely on the LQ price. This will just result in paper losses for Liqwid holders. I feel like this has been forced upon Liqwid holders to try and push up TVL after we've seen such a sharp fall over the last few months, along with pushing up returns to LQ stakes. A kind of killing two birds with one stone approach, while balancing on a unicycle over a shark-infested swimming pool. Okay. But what would be the solution? In my opinion, we have two zero-risk options available to Liqwid. The first is Project Catalyst. This is a tried and true method that could have been approached first. To get a loan through Project Catalyst as a last resort in case funding did not go their way. A second and far more novel approach would be following what DC Spark did in Fund 9. And take a reasonable large loan to fund their operation. The Cardano Foundation celebrated this loan as a great way to increase revenue into the treasury. The terms were also very favorable, with the first year being interest-free and the second year being at 6%. It seems like neither of these options have been explored or at least justified in their proposal. As for DC and the team at Liqwid, I do have faith in what they're doing and in the project, but I do hope that they pause this proposal and at least explore other options. And secondly, please spend more time highlighting the risk in your proposal, especially when the investors are bearing the risks, me being one of them. And that's it for today, so thank you so much for tuning in and I hope I'll see you in my next video.